All right, welcome back, guys. Happy Independence Day weekend. Hope everyone's having a pretty safe, vacation, little mini vacay. For those of you that are partaking in that, I know I am. All right, so yeah, wish you guys a lot of fun. Happy birthday to the country. And of course, we have a Monday market report right smack dab in the middle of this thing that we're going to go ahead and take a look at. Just because it's a holiday doesn't mean that the coin market takes a break. No, as a matter of fact, we have a number. It's just a ridiculous group of coins this week. We have a number of coins to talk about that all sold on great collections as of tonight, and you're going to find that even the coin market does not take a backseat or a break during any holiday, let alone the summertime. Yeah, so that's another thing that I've noticed. Just a general observation, in that the market seems to be rather good, even in July. Some would say that, well, we're bound to see some sort of downtick in the market. But the thing that's counteracting that, it has been the inflation of just everything, the stock market, the inflation of goods and gas and all that stuff. It's feeling like a precursor to 2008 again, and yeah, people are parking money in certain asset classes. Coins certainly isn't the only thing. People have been pumping money into PMs lately, even though precious metals have kind of retraced a little bit here in the last couple weeks. Still a good place to put money in, but it's a little bit cheaper, therefore a lot bigger opportunity to put your money in there and get more bang for your buck. So we're also seeing that on the coin side of things. A lot of collectible coins are being picked up, and aside from the registry sets and the general purpose typeset coins that we've seen sell here recently, we're just seeing people putting money into some of the high profile coins that will most certainly pay off later on when things begin to normalize. So we have a pretty good list. Again, these are all coins for the week ending July 3rd, 2022. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. Again, these are all post 1900 modern coins, all right, that have sold here in the last week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first coins. We have a number of varieties this week that did sell. This one right here is just a huge gauntlet of a piece. Of course, we all know what the 1995 double die obverse Lincoln Memorial cent is all about. This thing has been all over the news. It has been a constant kind of cherry picking coin that we all like to look for, and they're not particularly rare. However, finding one in this kind of grade here can be. This one ended up as a PCGS Mid-State 68 Plus. Full red. It's also CAC certified as well for some extra bonus ball money here. This one right here, of course, you can see a lot of the strongest doubling in not only the word liberty, which is the best part of this whole thing, but also in the motto, "In God We Trust." This one ended up selling for $1,411.88. Not the highest grade that I've seen, but heck, one that is a half point grade lower than the highest top pop examples. It's still selling for this kind of money. Yeah, just kind of gives you some indication of where the market is for what I like to call the next tier, or the next lower tier of grades for some of these coins. So something to definitely keep an eye out for. If you own anything north of a Mid-State 67 in these coins, they're all moving in the right direction. And same can be said for the 72 DDO. All right, this is the FS 101. This, of course, is one of the strongest, most dramatic double dies that you will encounter in the Lincoln Memorial series. I mean, the coin speaks for itself. Look at the date, Liberty, the motto. This thing is nuts. And you're also going to have a fair share of doubling on Mr. Lincoln's portrait as well. This one right here is a Mid-State 67 full red example. This is a grade that I've seen quite a number of times. And I've also seen the price of these, slowly tick up every time one of them sells. This one right here sold for $2,756.25. Surely it's not going to be the first or the last time that we will see a Mid-State 67 FS 101 on the list. You know, these are a regular sell and a very popular coin to pick up. Again, we have another one here. This is one that I don't talk about that often, but this one certainly deserves a place on the list. You know, especially seeing as how, you know, I think I've talked about this one maybe a year ago, or, you know, somewhere around there. It wasn't recent, I can tell you that. 1941 DDO. This one is the FS 101. You're going to have your strongest doubling on the date and certain areas on the obverse of the coin. A little bit of doubling on the motto, "In God We Trust." Most notable in the words "In God" are some of your strongest doubling for this particular piece. This one right here is a NGC Mid-State 66 full red example. You know, it's just a really tough coin to find in this grade level. I think maybe this came out of a BU roll at some point in the past, and that's how we're able to just see one being sold here today. This one ended up selling for $1,680.75. While not one of the marquee double dies, okay, there's no mistaking a good cherry picker's guide variety that will continue to be a popular coin for variety hunters of Lincoln cents and variety collectors as well. All right, the next one that we have here is a much better example compared to some of the other 1922 plain no mint mark Lincoln wheat cents I've seen in quite a while, especially in this grade. There are 4 known reverse dies. Okay, the one most desirable type is going to be the strong reverse struck reverse. Did I get that right? The strong reverse, all right, which is pretty well struck on this one, is a beautiful coin. Now, granted, okay, the coin is only a PCGS XF45, but I use the term loosely because this is a grade level right here where people really need this. They don't have tens of thousands of dollars to invest in a mid-state condition example, but at the same time, they don't want to compromise and get, you know, maybe a weak reverse type where it looks really mushy, or, you know, maybe a VG graded example. This is kind of like that very investable grade that, you know, if you needed to sell it in the future, you would have no problem getting your money back and probably and then some, because it is one of the consummate key dates of the entire series. Now, these were only produced at the Denver Mint, so there were a number of them that ended up with no mint mark on them. All right, there's no Philadelphia minted example of this coin, even though it has no mint mark. It's just something that happened, you know, within the process, you know, clogged dies and whatnot, that attributed to this pretty neat kind of anomaly one-off coin. This one right here is sold for $2,534.49. This looks like a coin and a candidate for a CAC upgrade. Not sure if this was sent for that consideration, but it is a really nice looking coin. XF45, you know, it probably looks like it could go either way for a CAC green bean. Now, one of the prettiest coins on the list, in my opinion, is going to be this 1919D. Not a typical coin that you would see on the list, but also not a typical coin that you would come across in full red. You know, you could say the same for any other Denver or San Francisco minted coin of the teens. But this is a really clean example. If you're looking for one for either a typeset or maybe to boost some points in a registry set, this one would probably end up working just fine. It's a mid-state 65 plus, and that full red designation is the most important thing on that line, because full red examples of any of the coins from the teens or 20s are quite scarce. So seeing this one on here is really nice. This one ended up hammering at $2,086.88. We got more pennies. Power to the pennies. Believe it or not, the Lincoln cent arena this week is very strong. The game is so strong. 1913 here. This one is mid-state 67 red by PCGS. This is a good looking coin, and very clean. It's devoid of really any sort of major nicks or scratches on here, which is fine. That's just really fine. But 67 in any date of the teens, it doesn't matter if it's a PD or an S, is notable. All right, because it accompanies a huge price tag, and this one, you know, impressed. This one sold for $10,181.25. I would say between 13, 15, and 16, they're like the top 4 dates where you could find 67s. The populations, I believe, are a little bit higher in 67 for those particular 3 dates than any other ones for Philadelphia 19 teens coins. So again, really beautiful coin. Probably more registry set worthy, but even a typeset collector would want this for its Lincoln cent slot. And then finally, there's no more important coin in the Lincoln cent series than this one right here. 1909 VDB. This is, of course, a Philly minted coin and not the aforementioned S-Mint, which everyone is just, clamoring over. That's the coin that they want, especially if it's in this grade. Can you imagine this coin with an S-Mint? I mean, we're talking about a coin that's probably close to $100,000. But this coin just as important, Yeah, sure, there's a bunch of them that you can buy out there in mint state condition for a reasonable amount of money. But if you're looking for like the higher echelon of 1909 VDBs, look no further than the 67 plus full red CAC certified. A very popular coin, only not only for being the first year of the Lincoln cent, but also having kind of like the forbidden fruit rule in that it has the VDB initials like in large bold letters on the reverse. People just did not like that. So this is again a one-shot coin. This coin sold for $4,111.88. Man, such a good-looking coin. Very pretty, very clean. All right, we got a few nickels of the bunch here. How about this one? 1954D nickel. This one's a mint state 66 with 5 full steps. Again, not my favorite because a lot of 1950s nickels are generally weak in the luster department. These things, brand spanking new, straight from the mint, are very unattractive coins. But that's where a lot of the challenge comes in for registry set. Big time collections come together. All right, they're looking for coins that look like this, and whether it's an NGC graded coin or PCGS, they're ready to pounce on specific coins. And the pool of registry set collectors of nickels, Jefferson nickels, are quite deep. All right, so there's always going to be some sort of desirability in the market for full steps 50s nickels. Okay, this one right here, 66 with 5 full steps, ended up selling for just a medium amount of money, $1,130.11. I think someone bought this one probably as a placeholder for a future upgrade, and boy, those upgrades can get really gnarly. All right, we have another fantastic variety. Okay, you'll find this one in the Cherry Picker's Guide. It's a 1949 D over S. All right, this is one of a number of over mint marks that you can find for this series. This one right here is quite impressive as a mid-state 66 plus. Very hard to find full steps in this particular variety. They just don't come around that often. But it's a real shame because 49 had some pretty nice strikes. But as far as the varieties are concerned, I don't think there's one known full stepper, all right, which is notable. This one's also CAC green beaned as well. This one ended up selling for $1,096.88 this evening. All right, we're gonna jump into some buffaloes here. We got 1938 D over D repunchment mark buffalo. NGC graded mid-state 67 plus. See, it's also got a CAC green bean as well in the mix. One of my favorite coins to cherry pick. All right, bar none. If you can't find the D over S, which is again, that's the variety for 1938 that a lot of people want. All right, people understand that with that particular over mid mark, there comes a lot more value involved. Okay, the coin is just worth a lot more money, especially in the 67 plus. But don't overlook a really good D over D RPM. There's a few of them to look for, so that's important. This particular coin right here ended up selling for $2,109.38. Great Collections also noted that there was a little bit of kind of like a toning on here, which I could see, a little bit of a gold tone that's very light in retrospect, but still adds to a lot of the originality and the appeal of this coin. Now, this is a little bit tougher date, but again, one that's a beautiful coin. It's just a beautiful coin. 1920 AD, while not a 1925 or 26S or anything like that. This one right here is just as well needed. This one is a PCGS. Mid-State 66. Again, this is the coin you fall back onto if you can't find a plus or a 67, because those maybe show up once, twice a year, and they'll command just the highest level of attention in the marketplace. But this one right here, just as important, in this grade, this is the kind of coin that's highly liquid in the marketplace. And it's going to be like that for years to come, because this is a top 5 series. This is a top 5 series in U.S. coinage. It's one of the most widely accepted, widely noted coin series that you will come across, and it's never going to change. If you're looking to jump into any coin series, it's going to be the Buffalo Nickel, the Mercury Dime, Lincoln Cent series, a few others. Walking Liberty half dollars you could throw in there as well. These are all important to the culture of numismatics. This one right here is sold for $3,150. It just seems like, an overachieving amount of money for the grade, but believe me, it's worth every penny. And this one popped up kind of, last minute on my radar. 1906 Liberty Head V Nickel is an impressive coin. Now, these have its certain amount of fans, okay? People either love it or hate it. Some people would say, well, the design is a little bit too restrained or plain. But again, we're talking about an era of coinage where things were a little bit more simpler. Okay, we had the Barber series of coinage, all right, which some people were kind of, they're a little medium on. We had the Morgan dollars that were circulating quite a bit during the late 1800s and early 1900s. So, again, it's a sign of the times. But today, we've recognized that a lot of these coins, these turn of the century type pieces, are getting tough to find in what I like to call market acceptable condition. Because things like the Barbers and the Morgans of the world and Liberty Nickels, these all circulated quite a bit. Not many of them were preserved at the highest level. These were what we call workhorse coins. So when a mid-state 67 comes up of such a coin, it really draws a lot of attention to it, all right? And then people who are not collectors of the series, they'll want to know what's up too. So, they'll look at the auction, wait for it to sell, and then they're going to come away, with their jaws on the floor and drool all over the place. It's that important. This is also the single finest graded 1906 Liberty Head V Nickel. So that's worth noting. So with all that, it comes with a pretty hefty price tag. This one hammered tonight for $15,264. I couldn't have thought of a better coin to hit the high water mark on this week's Monday Market Report than a good old-fashioned high minted Liberty V Nickel. It's good to see this on here. Okay, so dimes were a little bit weak on the show this week, but we have two decent ones for you. We have a 1959 Roosevelt. This one is, of course, a proof-struck coin. As we know, for this particular decade, the 50s, proof coins with deep cameo are going to be scarce forever. All right? Very few of them, less than 1%, were made with any sort of cameo frosting. This one just so happens to have been cherry-picked at one point with great results. This one, as you can see, huge grade. Proof 68 plus, deep cameo. Such a fantastic grade. And because of that, the seller was really rewarded on this one at $3,624.75. These 1950 proof coins, again, are a huge cash cow if you're able to find a good example. And this one right here is a fantastic one at that. And then of course, we have a key date mercury dime. Not the finest looking grade, but this is our one and only annex graded coin on the list. It's a 16D with a very identifiable Denver midmark on the reverse. Normally, when they get to be a low ball, that Denver midmark gets worn away really easily, in grades south of good. This is a good 6. Just a wholesome piece that's going to end up being either a type coin or a filler for a mercury dime collection. This is by no way a registry set coin. Unless you wanted it to be, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference in the point system. This one sold for $1,350. So yeah, pretty good considering that it's an old annex holder and it's a low ball piece. Similar examples that aren't graded tend to sell for around $600 to $800. So yeah, good to see a really decent premium on one that is in this holder. All right, we do have a few quarters. Quarters and dimes are pretty weak this week. We have this 1951D, not a premier piece by any stretch, but it is pretty nice. It looks like it was minted yesterday. It's a mid-state 66 plus through PCGS. This one right here ended up selling for $1,013.62. Just a decent coin, and again, probably a place marker in some Washington Quarter registry set. And we do have this one here is a 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter with a little bit of really nice toning for it being an AU 58 plus. This one right here doesn't even have full heads, so I think the originality really kicked this one into the next level, so to speak. CAC green bean as well. Not too bad of a coin. This one ended up selling for $1,125. It's always going to be a popular, 1-year type coin because the Type 1 was highly controversial with a partially nude Liberty that people did not like. So when they transferred to the Type 2, they had the stars on the reverse, added chainmail breastplate to Liberty, and that kind of changed things for the next 13 years. It was a very short-lived series, and rightfully so. The coin did not appeal to a lot of people. All right, so the one denomination that really fooled me and really caught my attention were half dollars this week. So we have this 2012D candy half dollar. Of course, this is roiled in the middle of the NIFC age of coinage. These were never produced for circulation. These were only obtainable via the U.S. Mint in form of rolls and these mint-sewn bags. So, there are people that actually cherry pick these because a lot of them come out looking like straight up crap, to be honest with you. A lot of the coins in the NIFC program from dollars to half dollars look pretty bad. So when one comes across, and we do know that candy half dollar collectors are, a pretty dedicated bunch. This one right here came around as a PCGS Mid-State 68 out of nowhere. I actually particularly like the light kind of yellowish gold hue or toning on the obverse, along with some of the roller stained striations that you see there. This coin has a look all its own, so it's kind of easy to see why this one's on here. But at $1,468.12, that's kind of a mind-boggling kind of amount of money because nobody would really expect for this coin to sell for that kind of money. But again, as a 68 PCGS graded coin, we do understand that this is a registry set example all day long. How about this one? All right, this is where toning really kind of pushes away the overall technical grade of a coin. This one is a mid-state 67, 1965 BU Kennedys in 40% silver fashion are quite easy to find. Since some people have cherry-picked blast white examples and have successfully graded them in 66 and 67. However, as far as toning, that adds a whole element of artistry, all right, that people really long to own. This one right here sold for $1,312.88. Beautiful example. Again, toning is love it or hate it. But before you go dipping these type of coins, because you never know where they're going to pop out in your collection, go ahead and grade them and sell them. You're going to realize the world for it, and then you can go and buy what you really want. And, of course, the first date of the Kennedy half dollars that were produced, in both business strike and proof coins certainly are going to remain a legend in U.S. type because it's the last 90% silver of the entire series, save for some of the proof strikes of the 90s and all that. But this one right here is just a really stunning proof 69 deep cameo by PCGS. These have always been pricey in this grade level, but yeah, even the non-modified, what they call accented hair coins are very, very desirable. This one sold for $3,361.50, which is a really good amount of money for this. And we're going to end it off on this week's MMR on two really highly classy coins. How about this 1936S Walking Liberty half dollar? This one is a PCGS Mid-State 67. Just a really beautiful classical piece that'll fit in any application of any collection whatsoever today. This one ended up selling for $13,749.75. Just a stunner all day long. I like these earlier pre-1940 walkers that are just, again, they are popular, and they're going to continue to be so till the end of time. And then, of course, we have one, again, another workhorse level coin here, 1911S. Barber half dollar. It's always nice to see just beautiful, unadulterated, silver from this era. This one is a PCGS Mid-State 66. It's a beauty. I mean, this is exactly the coin that you would expect to find right after it was minted. And that is what we have here. But, I would say 99.9% of these coins, made it out in circulation and to be lost forever, with a lot of wear and tear and just changing hands and being thrown about and strewn about in commerce. Finding one that is as original as this is always a pleasure. This one sold for $5,699.25. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go ahead and do it. Dare I say it, for the Independence Day version of the Monday Market Report. This was a whole lot of fun. I will still be doing my suite of videos for the 4th of July, so look out for that. We have a couple really awesome topics. Also note that we still have the $1.99 over spot sale on the Buffalo Silverhounds through Pinehurst Coins. I'm going to go ahead and put that again back in the description box of this video. A number of them have sold. Quite a bit of them have sold up to this point. But you can buy up to 500 total Silverhounds if you're interested at that promotional price. Use coupon code Sean. That's going to be down in the description box on how to spell it out. But again, many thanks to Pinehurst Coins for offering up this really fantastic 4th of July deal, which will go on until close of business or end of day, 4th of July. So with that being said, you guys stay safe. If you guys are going to participate in fireworks and all that great stuff and all that, always remember, designate a driver. Ubers and Lyft people are going to be all over the place here in the next 24 hours. So utilize that. I want everybody to make it to July 5th. All right. So that way you guys can listen to more of my videos. And so that way I can, see more of your comments. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this one. You guys take care. Love you guys. And wish you guys a very safe 4th and all that great stuff. And rest assured, I'll see you guys for more coin-related videos. So you guys take care now.